Hey, what's up guys? On this video, we are going to talk about incremental static generation called ISR. Let me show you the code here. So before I actually gonna talk about ISR, you probably have heard of the static generation and the server-side rendering. So static generation is like when we build a project, it's gonna generate HTML file, and then when user request, we are not gonna generate any more HTML file. We just send that static file. And for server-side rendering, like we don't pre-build any HTML file. It's that we build the file when user request. On every single time user request, like on server side, they generate HTML file and they send that to user. It doesn't pre-build anything. For incremental static regeneration, it's like we pre-built HTML, and we are able to revalidate the HTML by the time that's given. Let me just show you an example here. So on Next.js, there's we can add revalidate. Like this is 10 seconds. It means like when I build a project, and then it's gonna cache this file, block file, for 10 seconds. So within the 10 seconds, right? It doesn't matter how many requests it is, and or how many users are gonna request this page. It's not gonna be fetch this URL. It's not gonna be like re-render this file, this page, and not gonna re-render this page. So after 10 seconds, the page is gonna be re-rendered. This request gonna be request again. So let me just give you an example. Let me just build this file, and oops. Like when I build this file, it's gonna request this API on localhost 4000 and a block. And on here we have block here, and it's gonna, when block API is requested, we're gonna print the get block request coming from server side. So let's build the project. As you can see, during we are building the project, it requests the API. We can see there's the log say get block request coming. So let's say block. Oh no, let me start project. We are on the project. So can you see, like even I refresh here, there's no more requests coming from backend, and after only 10 seconds, there's a new new request coming, because the page has been cached for 10 seconds. So that is that's called time-based revalidation. So it means that page is gonna be cached for 10 seconds. And we can also have something called on-demand revalidation with revalidation path. It means that we're gonna do that manually instead of like this is 10 seconds. Let's say we got that for 1 hour. So like but during this 1 hour, we want to like refresh it like manually. So in order to do that, we can have I got a home page here. Got a home page. We call a revalidate block path. That's called server action. So we call the API that's provided by Next. Called revalidatePath on block, because we are on block page, and I'm gonna call this method on home page here. So let me just let me delete cache. Okay. So, in the moment, the block page that has been cached for 1 hour. That's like, you can see there's no more requests coming on backend. So, I'm gonna clear that cache manually. So I say revalidate block by path. I click that. Then I'm going to block. Can you see, like, before I actually going to block, it make a request. It make a request and a cached. Gonna show you again. So let me just clean the log on the back end. So block that has been cached, right? And if I click revalidate here, it's gonna clean the cache. So right before I go to block, can you see it made the request to have a better user experience. So we do that manually by the method called revalidatePath. And there's another way to revalidate. We can add a tag. So we have a page called block page here. So block page, that's gonna cache the request. So instead of the block that's caching whole page, right? We call revalidate here, and we can also do that on the request. On the request level, on fetch level, right? On fetch request, we can add a second param, and we say add a tag that's called post, and we're gonna revalidate for 1 hour as well. So let me just try that out. So post that has no cache, we have no request coming. But if I'm gonna clear the path, clear the tag, so we're gonna do post again. Can you see there's a new request coming? So for manual revalidation, there's two ways for us to do it. One way is we can use like revalidate path, and the other way is revalidate tag. So we have to make sure the tag is the same name as we passed on the request here as a second param. Right, and this is only on request level. It's not on page level. The page is still gonna be re-rendered every time user request. Let me just show you we have to add the force dynamic. Otherwise, the dynamic will be auto. It's like Next.js, they gonna cache the page. So let me do that again. We're on post. Can you see it here? Every time user request, there's like new page generated, and but that has been cached. This API has been cached. As you can see here, there's like not request coming. But if I clear the cache, you can see there's a request coming there. The page still have a lock. So that we validate that only request level. But if we got a revalidate on the page here, instead of having that inside the request, it's gonna be on page level. Okay, that's it for ISR. Thank you very much, guys.